Welcome to Listen to 90s Music. We're back in the building. Oh, this is gonna be a special one. This is gonna be a special one. So today, y'all, because we've been off for a little bit, we're gonna do 2 revisited albums at the end of the show. So we're gonna hit these topics fast because I know both of these albums are, heralded albums, and one is 25 years, one is 30 years. So let's go into it, y'all. Jaguar Wright.
I didn't know that.
Piers Morgan.
Wait a minute, real quick. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I just sneezed. This came out of nowhere. I was gonna mention, and I forgot to say this. Should we mention why I was trying to wait to record because we were waiting on someone?
Yeah, we were. Do you want to?
I can say it. I know how to. I'm saying it the way I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
So, friends, after our last broadcast, we mentioned during. It's Amazon. So I'm sorry. So during our last broadcast, we mentioned the lawsuit between the St. Lunatics and Nelly. We went over the lawsuit. We made a couple of jokes, and then we posted the one of the clips on YouTube. It wasn't on Instagram yet. It was just only on YouTube. So essentially, unless you're subscribed to us, which you should be, then you wouldn't have seen it, right? Or unless we're just in your algorithm. And I got a message. I got a DM from a member of the St. Lunatics. And when I saw it come through, and I'm like, oh man, we in trouble again.
You know exactly what it was, right?
I was like, oh man, we're in trouble. So I screenshot like the notification on my phone and I sent it to the 2 of them, and I'm like, so this just happened, and they like, oh hell. But so I will say what it was. It was Ali from St. Lunatics. He hit me up, and he hit us all up. But I just was the first one. The inbox. I'm like, I just was the first one to see it. But what I will say is, I will say a couple of things. One, he did not come at me crazy. He did not come at me like, hey, what you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. None of that happened whatsoever. And I want to make that very clear. Essentially, it took me a minute to be like, okay, let me calm down and open this up. Because I'm like, I don't know what he's going to say. And I was prepared for war. But that wasn't it. It was a very simple greeting. And it was just like, hey, and so I wrote back this long paragraph because I already know what's up. And I'm like, hey, you're probably reaching out because you happen to see this clip. We would love to have you come on the show and tell your side of things. And he asked me to actually give him a call. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to call him. Is he finna cuss me out on the phone? But no, again, none of that happened. Not one during the... I can tell you that I talked to this man on the phone for 3 hours and 24 minutes. That is not an exaggeration of time. It was 3 hours and 24 minutes that we talked. It was a really great conversation. Definitely, he gave me some insight into some things in regards to the lawsuit. He also explained that he would love to come on the show and discuss some things, but because they are in the midst of litigation, it's difficult to talk about what is or what isn't or what's going on. So what we were trying to do was wait to be able to bring him on the show to be able to talk about what he could talk about, or if anything, just be able to talk about hey, you were with the Lunatics. How did it all start? Mm-hmm. Right? Just all of that. So we did reach back out to try to set up a time. And right now, there's a lot of things have happened. There was the American Music Awards, and I definitely wanted to, because I knew that people were going to mention that with Nelly having them come out there. So I'm hoping to be able to still get that conversation soon. But that's why we kind of waited a little bit. We were trying to wait on him to see if he could be able to come on, but. In the meantime, we can't not record. We can't afford to not record.
We can't afford to not record.
We can't afford to not record. So, he know, and he'll see this. Kind of find out he's a fan of the show. He actually saw it because he opened up his YouTube and it popped up on the screen. He subscribed. Y'all don't even subscribe.
That's so crazy.
But so yeah, that's that. So like I said, hopefully Ali knows that we are absolutely excited for the opportunity to be able to have that conversation, clear some things up. And the other fun part about this is that no one knows what happened in that conversation except for Ali and myself. The plan, because this was only going to be like a week of wait, right? Like the plan was I was going to tell my co-host so that as Ali and I are talking, or as Ali says something, that it would be the first time they heard it, right? And they get like, you guys would get that those expressions from them. But now it's been like, hell, it's been, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks or so now. So, yeah, like I said, it was like I said, 3.5 hours. And you may say, how can you just sit on the phone for 3.5 hours with someone? One, I'm 42 years old. I talk on the phone.
Yep.
There's that one. Two, Ali is a Cancer. He's a July Cancer, just like my best friend, Brandon. And I'm an October Scorpio. Scorpios and Cancers and Pisces were all water signs, but Cancers and Scorpios are a different kind of like bond. And it's weird and no one understands it. We love and hate each other, but I can be in a room full of 1,000 people. And if there is if there's a Cancer man in that room, he will find me. Like in some kind of way. Now, again, I'm not saying we're going to have a love connection. That's not what I'm saying. But we will find each other in some kind of way, end up communicating or interacting in some kind of way. And then eventually, like, you're like, man, this person, I feel like I've known them forever. Like, man, like, this is just crazy.
Really? That was that kind of conversation.
Yeah, and then kind of find out that what they're saying is. So like I said, being on the phone with him for 3.5 hours, it didn't feel like 3.5 hours. I knew it was because I'm looking at the time and I'm getting hungry. But it wasn't like, oh my God, like this dude's still talking. Shit. Like it wasn't that at all. Like I said, really great conversation. And then apparently he actually ended up talking to another friend of mine, a good friend, Mike Jones. But I don't know what that conversation was. Well, I have a sense of it because when Mike hit me up and he was like, I guess it's my turn now. And he sent me a screenshot that showed the phone number. And I was like, I said, all right. I said, let me know what happens, how the call goes. But I think they were on the phone for maybe like an hour or so. Cause he was like, I ain't gonna be on the phone that long. Oh, okay. And then it was like hours later. And then fun fact is that Mike is a Pisces. And so again, I just said the Pisces. Anyway, but I think Mike made a post and he said something like, he said he had just talked to him, like I said, I just had a long conversation with Ali. He was like, and he's like, I learned a lot, and essentially the one thing I want everyone to, well, I say the biggest thing I walked away with from that conversation, I think Mike did too, is a lot of things that we've made assumptions about are not true in regards to the Lunatics, their a lot, just all of that. And then even with the lawsuit, right? With the like, why are they suing them now and all of that? And there's always more to the story, which is why, again, we absolutely were, I was happy to hear from Ali. Like, oh, tell me your side. I would love to hear what you have to say. So I'm gonna stop talking about it because it's like, I know people are like, okay, girl, you gonna tell us what he said or not? It's not my story to tell. Like, I know people are like, okay, girl, for the past 8 fucking minutes you've been talking about what he said. You gonna tell us what he said or not? No, because it's not my story to tell. But if anything, all right, like no, don't DM him and tell him to show up on the show. Like, please do not do that.
We're not that type of show where we blow up people and tell them you better come on the goddamn show.
Right? Don't do that. Like, don't do that, because I would say this, because whatever his reaction is to y'all is not on us. Because I'm literally saying do not do that. But like I said, I messaged him. I may text him like in a week or two and be like, hey, I just wanted to follow up.
Remember what you said? You said you was.
Yeah. So I'm like, and then also I'm weird about messaging married men, because even when I responded back to him to do like the full invite on the show, I caught it's a whole group chat of all of us on there. And then even when talking to him that long, I think when we were getting off the phone, I was like, yeah, tell your wife I'm really sorry that I've been talking to you this long. And he's like, oh, no, it's all good. And I'm like, okay. I mean, the reality, he could have been talking to me on speakerphone and it'd have been fine, right? You know, again, there was nothing that was said that no one could have heard, you know, like whatever. But speaking of lawsuits and attorneys,
Jaguar Wright. Scott, I'm gonna let you go first on this one, man.
I don't know what to say because this is like a reinvention for herself.
Oh, open it.
Because you know we all know her as the chick from Unplugged, and you know now she's the crazy chick online.
I didn't think the Piers Morgan thing. I thought it was a prank when someone put it in the group. Hey, Jaguar Wright's gonna be on Piers Morgan. It was one of them things where you got to go Google it to make sure. Like somebody put up something the other day that it was gonna be a New Jack City 2. It was like this random stuff just put in the group, and I'm like, right. Yeah. I was like, I gotta Google. I ain't never heard about that. It was definitely one of them situations where I had to go. Let me get out of Facebook group and let me go to Google and Google this.
Yeah.
Before I comment or say anything. And sure enough, it was up there.
That's something with her and Orlando Brown. I didn't click on it.
Yeah, it's got 2 million views already. I looked at it right before this. I didn't even look at I just wanted to see how many views it had.
I have seen clips of it.
Take your time, sister.
Exactly. Let them use you.
No. It's one of those who keeps giving them a platform, but you don't need a platform. You need an internet connection. That's it. And the reality is you don't even have to have Wi-Fi. As long as you can get some 4G or something, you have a platform. You're able to share your thoughts. And two things I'll say, right? We've all said that, Orlando Brown is batshit crazy. I do believe that he's batshit crazy. But I don't think he's necessarily a liar. So there's that. And Jaguar Wright, I think, is batshit crazy as well. I don't think that she's a liar. I think that there may be some things that she does know, but she doesn't know what she thinks she knows, if that makes any sense, right? I feel like she's been out so long of any inner circle, right? She's been on the outside so long. Anything that you're still discussing is something that happened a long time ago. So again, not to say that doesn't count, but the things that you're continuing to say, like I said, I feel like somewhere in there's some truth of something that she may have seen or whatever, but all of it, no. And then I think what our son said, that she's a schizophrenic. I'm not a doctor, and I don't know if she's been clinically diagnosed as such. What I will say is that most people who are schizophrenic it doesn't appear until usually around college age, like around their 20s is when it usually pops up. You'll rarely ever hear about a schizophrenic child, right? Like it usually shows up like right around in their 20s. Most people find out when they go away to college or something. But there was something the other day she mentioned about there was a bounty on her head. Some schizophrenics are paranoid. So again, I don't know her life. I don't want to give her any type of diagnosis. Like I said, batshit crazy is a general term for just in general. Like that's not a medical diagnosis, but she went on Piers Morgan and she said some things about Piers Morgan brought her on the show because he felt like he did it because of the controversy. He did it specifically for the controversy. Because there's no Morgan knows who she is.
He's been real messy in black shit lately.
Yeah, I'm like, so there's no world in which he already knew who she was, right? But you let her come on the show, and then she's on there talking. Now, mind you, he's on an internet show because he has been fired from the networks because he can't be there no more. So you got to keep that in mind as well. And so she's on there, and she says whatever it was that she says. And I think in his apology, he says, well, I mentioned at the time that they weren't there to defend themselves. No one's ever there to defend themselves if someone is just on a TV screen, just making up these accusations. But I love, he never apologizes. Rarely does he ever apologize or backtrack. But the fact that he mentions that he was contacted by Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer and told, fix that shit, take us out of it, is fucking amazing. So the apology came in response to legal correspondence from Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyers demanding that Piers Morgan remove the claims made by Jaguar Wright during the segment that, has gone viral. And Piers Morgan thrives on provocative episodes and getting people to say shit. But what the best part of this is, let's see, where is it at? Oh, where are you? All right. So the couple's attorney reacted to the controversy, and in a conversation with TMZ, their attorney, Alex Spiro, said there are rumors and then there's nonsense. And this is one step further. This is a formal and pointed accusation of something. According to Spiro, he contacted Piers Morgan and his team and asked that the interviews be removed or face the consequences of complying with the court order to do so. Alex Shapiro told him, we can handle this like gentlemen, or we can get into gangster shit. It's up to you. It's up to you. And he said, according to Spiro, Spiro said, what changed my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm, but they are also drowning out the voices of real victims. So like I said, we all know that Jaguar Wright has been very vocal about Diddy as well as Jay-Z. And like she just keeps saying both of them are monsters, they're monsters, they're monsters. But I've never really heard her like, and it's not that she has not, I just haven't seen it, like her specify what is wrong, like what happened, right? So with those accusations. But we're at a time where in media, if you have a big platform like this, we are seeing the defamation suits. You can't just go around saying shit to folks, saying shit about people. You just can't make up shit. Tasha K.
With the Cardi
earns Cardi is taking everything because you are not going to sit here and say this shit about me that is completely false. And that's
how I found out I didn't know who she was to the Cardi B to the Cardi B stuff.
There you go. So you can't just sit around saying shit. And there are like Joe Rogan got in trouble for that shit, for talking shit crazy about COVID vaccines. Fox News and the Dominion.
Didn't he say something crazy about NDRE too?
What'd you say?
Didn't or Joe Rogan say something crazy about NDRE as well?
He may have.
It was somebody else, wasn't it? It was Joe Rogan. I thought it was another podcast.
There are so many, but I want to talk about Alex Spiro. Now, Alex Spiro is an attorney. He is about probably 41, 42. Right? Like he's not that old. He's born they think he's born in 82 or 83. He studied biopsychology at Tufts University, graduating summa cum laude. While he was there, he was thinking about getting psychiatry. He ended up getting his JD, his law degree, from Harvard. And during that time, he had a fellowship with the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA. Some of the lawsuits that he has been involved in, and this is where it gets very fun. He got some heavy hitters. Forbes lists him as one of the top 200 lawyers of 2024. When you go to that list, he is on the first page next to Benjamin Crump. And there is a quote from him, in which he also quotes Jay-Z. He says, if you want to be successful, you have to distinguish yourself in some way. You have to be out there because you aren't going to connect to anyone staying home and watching TV. As Jay-Z said, keep showing up. When you quote Jay-Z in your Forbes article as one of the top 200 lawyers of 2004 or 2024, it means something. He, in 2006, Spiro represented Aaron Hernandez in his double homicide trial. And the appeal 2015 murder conviction. All right.
Which, by the way, that TV show is awesome.
Yeah, I gotta catch that.
Aaron Hernandez TV show
on FX. Is it FX?
Mm-hmm. In February 2019, Spiro was asked by Jay-Z and Roc Nation to help with the immigration arrest of rapper/songwriter 21 Savage, resulting in the rapper's release from federal custody. In March 2020, Spiro and hip-hop artists Killer Mike, Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, and Chance the Rapper sent a brief to the United States Supreme Court detailing the ways rap music is stigmatized and stereotyped by the legal system. In May 2020, he filed a lawsuit against the healthcare providers for inmates in Mississippi prisons after Jay-Z's Roc Nation filed their own lawsuit on behalf of a group of inmates. The lawsuit accuses them of the entire breakdown of Mississippi prison's healthcare system. In 2021, the family of Don Lewis hired him to investigate the 1997 disappearance, which gained renewed interest after the airing of the Netflix series Tiger King. They're looking for Carol's husband. Like, he was hired to help find Carol's husband from Tiger King. Let's see. In 2021, he obtained a temporary restraining order against Roc Nation co-founder Damon Dash in Manhattan Federal Court, blocking a planned NFT auction of his copyright interest in Jay-Z's debut album, Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, that's the lawyer. Okay.
21, a New York jury decided in favor of Spiro, finding Jay-Z not liable in a suit stemming from a cologne deal in 2013. Jay was rewarded $4.5 million. It just goes on and on and on. So Spiro also represents Elon on a couple of things. In 2023, when Meta launched Threads, Spiro filed a lawsuit on behalf of Twitter that same day on the launch of the Threads app. So and then Alec Baldwin with the lawsuit, the manslaughter charge from the shooting that happened on that film. He's representing there. So long story short, this nigga ain't no punk.
Yeah, he out there. He is out there.
He out there in these streets, okay? He ain't no fucking punk. They said, where is it at? There's one where he quoted Eminem during one of the, where is it at? In a filing against the SEC to rescind a consent decree, Spiro paraphrased Eminem's song "Without Me" to saying the SEC won't let me be or let me be, so let me see. They try to shut me down. So replacing FCC with SEC. But yeah, so yeah, it ain't no bomb. Like it's and then I think at the end, also just to tie it all together, he was an attorney for New York City Mayor Eric Adams after Adams was indicted in a federal corruption case. And he also worked for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office as an ADA until 2013. So I don't know, he might look, as far as I'm concerned, this man was underneath Jack McCoy. Okay.
It sounded like he was on Power too.
That's what I'm saying. No, this man ain't no punk. And so, yeah, absolutely. He saw that broadcast. Jay-Z and Beyonce probably didn't even have to call. He probably text message. He just probably sent a text message and said, "I got it. Don't even."
Jay-Z looked at his phone like, "What you got?" I didn't know what he was talking about.
Man, you know what was going on? I don't know.
Hey,
Shit,
Jay-Z don't listen to no podcast.
But it's. I'm just like I said. I love people in their credentials. I love somebody who has done the work. Right? When people run down their resume and they tell me what they've done, I love that. I love it. I love it. So like I said, going through all that, I'm like, yeah, of course and then when Piers got that, whatever, I don't know if he's on whatever platform his stuff comes on, it doesn't even matter. They were like, yeah, no.
So my question to y'all though, with Jaguar Wright, what is the intrigue with people with Jaguar Wright, where they're like, I mean, she just spitting the truth. Jay-Z next, and like, is it just the hater? Is it the hater in people?
So you have two levels of people. You have people who think that she's telling the truth and they're trying to keep her quiet. You have the other people who think that she's batshit fucking crazy and
they just want to hear what she wants. They just want to hear what come out of her mouth.
Yeah, so people are intrigued just to hear what else she's going to say. And now, same thing with Orlando Brown. Why are we intrigued by this man?
It's true.
That boy be wilding.
Like I think about interview with them, Scott.
Reality show with all them dudes.
Yeah. What is the name of that show? Oh man,
The Bad Boys.
It's like the Bad Boys or something. He be fighting and getting beat up on there.
Because I think old dude from St. Louis that was on the radio show was on there.
Yes.
It's Caldwell.
Yep. I remember when they showed like the trailer for it, and I was like, no, I'm not a reality TV person. But there are sometimes I'll be like, well, let me watch one episode to see what this is. And then the other times I'm like, you know what? No, I already know this is.
Last reality show I watched was Robbing Big.
I love Big with all my heart. Me and Big was gonna be together. I love Big. I really did. Lord rest his soul. I took my beat from him. But no, I don't. I watch like Top Chef.
Flavor of Love.
That was phenomenal.
That's what changed VH1.
All right, so Andrew Caldwell claims he's a doctor on his Instagram. He is Dr. Andrew Caldwell.
He's running for like an alderman too.
A committee man. Yeah.
I'm going to say this. There is a university that is out there that has been handing out honorary doctorates like it's nobody.
Yeah, it's one here in St. Louis. Because it was like a group of people got them last year.
Is it Harvest University? It's out of Texas. One of them's out of Texas. I know that.
I gotta go back and look at the pictures.
It's I'm not going to say, I don't want to talk too much about it because I actually know someone who got the degree. But she had shared that she had gotten an honorary degree first. And then let's say that was like Monday. Like the next Friday, somebody texted me about the school, but not about the person. Like it was about the school. And they were showing me someone else's bio or something, right? So we ended up looking at the school. And then it was like, wait a minute. Why does the school name look familiar? Oh, man. So then I got to tell the person, hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, bullshit. So it was like, damn. It's like, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's a school that is giving out honorary degrees.
Like, girl, you know, they went to ICDC college. Little Romeo was giving them degrees.
Right. I'll say this: if he has an honorary doctorate from there, then it's very possible. But I just feel like you should have.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
Man. We say labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
Before you get a doctorate or something, I don't know. Don't give me them. I don't know. Oh, if somebody gives me an honorary doctorate, I'm going to take it, including that school. If they want to give me one, I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, but I would want to be at a credible school though.
I want it to be a credible school. And at the end of the day, if this school decided to give me one, I would still be like, yeah.
Because I want to still be able to go to because is it like being in a fraternity or sorority or like gangbanging, where like can I just, because if you're a doctorate, you can go to like other schools graduations and wear your doctorate stuff and sit with the other doctors.
You sit up on stage.
Right. Do I get to do that? Can I just be like, man, my cousin graduated
with an honorary doctorate?
Okay.
You actually are not supposed to refer to yourself as doctor.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Like that, it really is, and it is a.
So it's
supposed to be said as you having an honorary doctorate from, like, I have an honorary degree or honorary doctorate from this university, blah, blah. But people who have honorary doctorates, it is not. I don't say permitted. It's, you don't call yourself doctor.
So was Bill Cosby a real doctor, or was all his honoraries?
Who? Cosby, all of his are honorary.
Oh, because don't it say it on his credits, like at the end of his
Wait
show?
a minute, actually, hold on.
Yeah, it says William H.
I think it does.
I
think it does.
I think it says
it does. It has the education. Hold on, wait. Let's confirm. So let me
didn't even graduate undergrad.
I didn't. That's why I said I didn't know, because I know
he graduated undergrad. Even he dropped out of Temple, I believe.
So he never graduated college.
Hey, wait. No, hold on. No. That doctor is right.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it always on his credits. You know, at the end of the show.
Yeah, I know what Scott's talking about. So yeah, the doctor of education, the ED.D was always on there. Okay. Hey, look, he got his doctorate 1976 while producing Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. He earned his Doctor of Education. His dissertation was titled "An Integration of the Visual Media via Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids into the Elementary School Curriculum as a Teaching Aid and Vehicle to Achieve Increased Learning."
So he got in 76. He got in there. But I'm looking here before, it said he got his bachelor's on the basis of what referred to as life experience.
Yeah, because I was Temple, because I thought.
Well, that's a Temple. But to be fair, there are some reputable institutions that will do that for you.
Really?
So
Temple's reputable too. So don't get it twisted. Temple's reputable.
A lot of times, especially with, so what's the one school? WGU, Western Governors University. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people who've gone back and gotten their degrees from WGU because they take your life experience into account. So let's say that you were somebody who did go away, you know, maybe you went to school for like a year or two, came back, started a family, whatever, right? You've been working at this bank for the past 20 years. And you want me to come take an accounting class. And doesn't that count for something? So they're not going to give you all the credits, but there are things that they absolutely count towards
the stuff you got experience in.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I think but I think with the rest of it, he was on his formal education and granted him. So yeah, I think he had probably done a significant amount of work at Temple before they were like, you know what? Okay, we'll give you these last couple of credits and give it to you. I don't think that they would have, especially if they're considering it to be a full like bachelor's degree. Like, I don't think that they would have. I think that he probably was missing like a couple of credits, and they was like, hey, like,
man, you did it. You did all this.
I mean, you on TV and stuff. So No, they be like, you on TV and stuff. We want to make sure you an alumni of university.
Just wear a
In a
sweatshirt.
couple of years, there's this thing called Wikipedia that we need to be ready for if we can list you as alumni on the website.
Just wear a Temple sweatshirt like every 2 episodes.
All right. Diddy Watch. What we got? Do we have anything in Diddy Watch? Or do we skip Diddy Watch this edition? Just give him.
I don't think we got nothing, do we?
Oh, there's always something. Always something. What I will share. Well, actually, the funniest thing that I've read this week in regards to Diddy that I forgot about until right now. One of J-Lo's former husbands. I think the first one, right? The first one, oh honey, says that Diddy is the reason that they got divorced. I think they were married like 17 months or something.
Yeah.
Right. But it's Diddy's fault that they are. So that did tickle me this week. And it's like, sir, go sit down. Stop it. Here's the thing. Not to say that it may be, I mean, who knows? But apparently, like, they met. Oh, what did I read? He said something like, Diddy, I guess, was helping with some of the tracks on her album. But the husband, he was at a different part of the country. I think he was like in LA or something. They were just in different parts of the world. Yada yada, bloom bloom. Next, like they divorced, and a year later, she was dating Diddy.
But remember, just rewind before her album. Though we can go back to '97. The Been Around the World, when they do that little Latin mix when she dancing in the video.
That's right.
Because everybody was like, man, who that chick? They didn't know it was J-Lo for a second, He been dabbling.
Right. He's the Mr. Original Mr. Studio Girl.
Yeah, he been dibbling and dabbling. He has a type, and it's your bitch.
Yep.
Right.
Hold on, real quick. I want to go to the baby oil. Did you all see the rumor that the baby oil supposed to have drugs in it, and that's why?
That's about it.
Is that true, or is this just some nigga bad?
I don't believe that. I mean, it could be, but I don't believe it.
It's supposed to be tranquilizers in it or something to like soothe, like to make your muscles relax.
Yeah,
I still don't need 1,000 bottles of it though. I mean, and like I said again, we know 1,000 bottles of 2 things, but still, who needs that much? You don't need that much baby oil. I'm sorry, you just don't. Unless you gotta have a pool of it. You have to have like a little kiddie pool of baby oil. That makes sense to me, right?
Unless you work for Pornhub or Brazzers.
And I don't even know if they have that much.
Because they ain't got that much.
Well, in the ebony section, not the Caucasian. The ebony section.
The ebony section.
Gotta type ebony.
Sad note, because I always feel like they're not actually using baby oil, but I didn't know what the oil was. So I remember like on Twitter, there were porn stars that I reached out to and was like, hey, love that video. What kind of oil was that you were using? Like it'd be like a little clip that they share, and I'd be like, yeah, what? Can you tell me what the oil?
Did they tell you?
No, nobody's ever responded.
Baby oil.
And I'm like, I know it's not baby oil. It's not. It's too thick to be baby oil, but it's not.
It's too vegetable oil or some canola oil or something.
That's so. And then some people are like, it's probably coconut oil. Could be. And then because if you buy, depending on what type of coconut oil you buy, it won't solidify when it gets warm. So this is a whole thing. It's because, and the thing is, it wasn't even that I wanted to use it. I just wanted to know what it was. It was like, because again, baby oil absorbs into your skin, right? Mm-hmm. At some point it absorbs. that oil ain't absorbing.
No.
What are y'all putting on?
Because y'all been sliding in them.
Because y'all been sliding for a long time. So then, and that's how my mind works, right? Because now I have forgotten, like, I can't focus on what y'all are doing. I have all these other questions about the physics of what's happening here. Now, what kind of oil is this? And I said, okay, now I know that's an air mattress. But see, the thing is, I could tell now that ain't the one that's got the cloth top. You can't have a cloth top with that one. I don't know what kind of oil that is. And that's me, I'm just thinking and mood gone. Whatever mood was trying to happen is gone. Because
it's over. So we can't extend the watch a little bit. Shyne is coming out with a new doc. We're gonna play a little bit of the trailer here for his new documentary, which is interesting to me.
Everybody that heard me wanted to sign me. I would ride my bicycle up the Brooklyn Bridge, and by the time I got down, raps would just come to my head. I got a call.
It was like, yo, you gotta hear this kid.
His name is Shyne. Kid is nice.
Now tell me who on the with us. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Whoa. This is a bad beat. Everybody wanted him.
Somebody called Diddy and started talking crazy. Signing to Bad Boy, I became a millionaire.
Bad Boy was very much like a family for a very long time.
At this point, I'm with Puff all the time. I go to Club New York, we're hanging out, and I think we're getting ready to leave.
And then you hear
Bad Boy.
Police are questioning entertainers Sean Puffy Combs and Jennifer Lopez following a shooting at a nightclub.
I had nothing to do with a shooting in this club.
Puff couldn't handle going to jail. Every man for himself.
Puffy got acquitted and he got 10 years.
He was betrayed.
I was absolutely set up to be the fall guy. One of the most difficult parts of it was watching everybody succeed. Watching 50. But I put out another album while I was there.
he got bigger.
I spent 10 years in prison, but I was able to move on.
The trajectory of Shyne after that changed.
There's a time to pivot. There's a time to transition. And that's how I got into politics. The politics just came naturally because that made me have a purpose.
That's a beautiful thing when somebody finds their true purpose in life.
This gentleman came with an aura around him, and everybody was drawn to him.
Belize
first. The Belizean people first.
This story is unbelievable.
Everybody's journey is different. Mine was 23 years. I sacrificed my career and life and family to be someone with humanity, with integrity, with honor.
Perfect timing.
It probably even got like fast. What is it when it was fast tracked? When all this stuff came in, they probably was like, "Hey, when y'all plan on coming out with that?"
Yeah, let's pull the trigger.
Yeah,
sitting there, he was betrayed. Look,
that was the line.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. First off, I love Shyne, and I also love Belize. And I always say, if it ever hits the fan, that's where I'm going. That's where y'all can find me. It's cheap as hell down there. I'm packing it up and punching it. But I'm very excited, and I posted it in the group the other day, and I'm like, remember the 18th? I'm like, we could do a Hulu watch party.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So that may happen. The downfall about the watch parties is like you have to like watch from your computer, which is insane. And which for me doesn't bother me. Like I'll just wire my shit up to the TV or something. But most people don't have computers, and I forget that sometimes. Some people don't have them, but it'd be great to do it together. If not, does everybody watch it? But I'm definitely, I can't wait, and I'm hoping it's not. I feel like this is gonna be a 3-part fucking. Actually, you know what?
That's what it is. It's gonna be one like a 2-hour doc. Oh,
right.
Is it a doc series? Is the question?
Oh, it's a series.
I'm that's what.
All right, that's the question. Is it a series? Because if it is, I'm gonna be mad. Just like is it Fight Night? found out that shit was a series.
Speaking of series, just to get off music real quick, did y'all see that Starting Five on Netflix? Yeah. I like that. I like that. It's like Hard Knocks, but with the players.
Yep.
I haven't seen it, but I will. But it's on my watch list.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me. It doesn't. It just. I mean, it gives a synopsis of it, but it doesn't say if it is or is not. My fingers are crossed. I hope that it's just because I can't. Like I can't. I just can't do. Hulu will be nice and actually release everything at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You ain't gotta wait a week.
Gotta wait a week and whatnot. So
what y'all think about Shyne? What he said when he was like, "I was the fall guy." Like
he was.
We always
know he was, but I'm saying like. Diddy just gets away with so much shit.
We knew that when it happened, because right when it happened, then J-Lo break up with him right.
J-Lo got the fuck up out of there, and then it was something to that point. Something I read earlier when it was talking about her and why she broke up with Diddy, and it was like, oh, because she found out he was unfaithful. No, then she was like, absolutely.
He's finna go.
Her star was about to take off, whether she wanted to leave or not. The people in her circle, I know, were like, absolutely fucking not. If you stay with him, it's over. It is over.
Been over to this side since.
She ain't been able to. Yeah, you right.
She ain't been back. She ain't went black.
And the fact that, and what's very interesting, now that I think about it, because I've always said, I'm like, oh, like Diddy really loved J-Lo. That was the one he really, really loved. And I remember in the group, like people got pissed off at me for that. Because I said, yeah, Kim supported everything. I'm like, but J-Lo was his real look. That's just disrespectful to his child's mama. He was disrespectful to his child's mama. Like, oh, but now, when I'm saying that, I wonder if that love for her. I mean, like I said, even with the I Need a Girl, the chick that's in the video is fucking J-Lo talking about her.
And it's kind of real disrespectful because he went back and had more babies with Kim. Like that was like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't tell me that the fact that I said that he loved J-Lo the most is disrespectful to Kim Porter. I'm like, go to hell. So, but I'm wondering if I'm not going to say he's obsessed with her. I'm not going to say that at all but that want for her or that love or just wanting her back is because she left and never came back. All the other ones came back. Everybody else,
or he left them. He left them, but he was always in control. She burnt the fuck out and never looked back. Period. And there is a level of you always want what you have.
She was just as famous as he was too, though. I don't think he had nobody just as famous.
At that time,
he was bigger.
Almost, he was.
Well, yeah, he was bigger. But I'm just saying, like, out of all the other women,
he
was famous. Wasn't as famous.
That is the only famous woman that's of a record that he was like out.
Yeah. So, and to that point, like I said, she 99. She's rising up, right? So she got Selena behind her and everything. But legit, if she would have stayed with him. Everything that has happened for her since 99 possibly wouldn't have happened. It's quite possible that because again, like so, it's like the whole like you said, Scott. So yeah, she had a job, she had something going for herself, she had some money, right? But the reality is the other women they still had something. Right, like I said, so Kim Porter was a model at some point. I mean, she wasn't no slouch. People she was well known. Like Cassie was young and everything. Young cute Cassie was not going to be the next Beyonce. That was not going to happen. But she'd have had more than one single come. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like with the other women, he was able to control all of that, and if he could have. He would have tried to control Jen. Mm-hmm. He'd have been able to try to control some of that shit with her.
I wonder if that her team was so big that he wouldn't have been able to. It would have been like he would have got frustrated that he wouldn't. And then he might have ended up breaking up with her because it's like you won't even listen to me.
Yeah,
you know,
she was like at that point, she was like
right.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think that whether she wanted to stay or not, that her team was like, you have to go.
Is it even if the shooting didn't even happen? I wonder if there still would have been like, you gotta go.
They would have broke up. I think they would have.
I think they would have naturally broke up, but that kind of controversy, not at that time, not at that moment in her life. That could have been. It was almost, it's weird to say it was perfect timing, but it was that.
Like what they call it now, divine intervention.
Divine intervention, because she already, it's like I said, she'd already done Selena. She had already done the VMAs and had worn that dress.
Movies, yeah.
Like I think she'd already worn the dress at the VMAs. So like again, she climbing, and so it's. Not to compare her to Aaliyah, but there's a point to what I'm saying. We knew who Aaliyah was. Aaliyah was famous in the blood. But when Aaliyah passed, she was about to skyrocket. And so that's where I'm saying, like, that point, that's where J-Lo was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
She was popping. She was getting famous and all that, and was about to skyrocket. And that scandal would have.
Besides Cash Money, J-Lo was also trying to take over for the 99 and 2000.
Put a pin in the Cash Money for later, everybody. So finally, will they just go back and adjudicate stuff on Diddy in general? Can we just go back at some point and just start looking at all the things he's done and just be like, hey, can we go back to the Shyne thing and exonerate Shyne for this? Like, can we go back and dig up stuff with this? Like, because
the crazy thing with Shyne, like, his career was just starting.
Yep.
Like, he was just coming. He had just came up. We was just getting to know who he was. You know, he album dropped.
Right, we got 2 songs on the radio. We good, and then we got Bonnie and Shyne. We got
Bad Boys Anthem.
Bad Boys, and then
he had the other one. He had 3 singles: Bonnie and Shyne, Bad Boys Anthem. And there was one more.
I just remember the one with Jimmy Choo, but that was the one he did when he was in prison.
Yeah, when he's in jail. Yeah,
with Ashanti.
It's like I said, it's. The woman who was shot in the face that night said Diddy shot me in the face.
Yep.
She's been saying since that night, Diddy shot me in the face.
That's gangster, the other one. That's gangster.
That's gangster. That is.
Diddy shot me in the face. Diddy was shot me in the face. I don't know nothing about no Shyne, but I know Diddy shot me in the face. And she's never changed her story. Since
for 25 years.
25 years. Diddy shot me in the face. Diddy shot me in the face. It was Diddy. It was not Shyne. It was Diddy shot me in the face. And yet and still. But I mean, look, the highlight of all of this, what do they say? What the devil made for bad, God made for good. And all of that happened. And look at where Shyne is now, right? And it's horrible that he had to spend time in jail and go through all of that to come out on this side. But sometimes it's like, man, do the ends really justify the means? Like, I had to go through all of that. Like, God, if you just wanted me to get in politics, you could have done it a little different. It's just send me a flyer or something. Right?
I would have took a history class.
Right. Just played a couple of commercials on TV or something. But
I go to college for 10 years, not go to jail for 10.
Right. So, but it's everything done in the dark comes to light, and we are seeing more and more of what is going on. So, just for our final portion of Diddy Watch, last week, 6 new lawsuits were filed against him. On Monday, 7 more were filed. And now, like, the fact that I'm doing this off of memory, like 6 last week, 7 more the other day. 8 out of the 13. Yeah, 6. Oh, that's right, because 6 and 7 is 13. Yes. Stacey when I tell you Stacey can't do mental math, and I just got that, I was like, hell yeah. So 6 last week, 7 filed on Monday. And when I say Monday, I mean the 21st, because today's the 24th. 8 of the 13 lawsuits that have been filed were by men. And one is someone who was 12 at the time. 12, wait a minute, hold on. Was it 12 or 16? I'm sorry. 16 at the time. Something is 12 though. I'm like, something is 12. The number 12 is somewhere out there. But yeah, that's all I got for it. It's well, actually, no, I don't. So when this is all said and done, there's an attorney that's here in Texas, Toni Busby, Buzbee. He is continuing to bring these lawsuits in and says that when it's all said and done, there should be over 120 lawsuits. I got nothing. What I will say is, and how do you say that I'm happy that men are coming forward? I'm not happy that men have to come forward because something happened to them. I'm not happy for the reason you have to come forward. I appreciate and commend the men who are standing up and saying this happened to me, because we live in a society where these things happen, and men are looked at very differently if it happens to them. They looked at as less than because it happened to them, whether they were a child or an adult, especially if they were a child, which is the craziest part. It's like, how do you blame a child for? I mean, you can't blame any victim for what happened to them, but literally the fact that you're like, and the other part of is that victims already blame themselves. And then I tell everyone, for every joke that you're posting online about whatever, like jokes are jokes and all, and are people too sensitive? But there are people that see it, and it's not just your female friends, it's your male friends, and they see how you feel, and because of that, they can't talk to you. Like they can't share whatever happened to them or did, whatever it is, because of jokes that you're making. So again, it doesn't have to always be about a sexual assault. It can be about anything. It can be about depression. It can be about whatever. But your jokes are keeping people from coming to you. And then when it's all said and done, and you're at the funeral and you wondering why he never talked to you, nobody said nothing. I didn't know something was wrong. You haven't created a safe space for your friends. So, like I said, again, it's weird to say kudos to these men, but I applaud them for being able to ignore the noise and say, I gotta say something. And hopefully if there are anyone else, whether it is a victim of Shyne Combs or a victim of someone in their family or a loved one or a date or whoever, that they feel comfortable coming forward and won't feel like they're going to be judged or looked at as less of a man because they said something. That's just that. Right. So hopefully these people are able to get, if they have not already gotten the help that they need, hopefully that they are able to, but it's, I told y'all a year ago.
That's real.
I told y'all a year ago it wasn't over.
It's just started.
I had no idea how.
Wait till May when the case is supposed to start in May.
I'm like, who knew? I had no clue.
What channel is it? Court TV? Is it gonna be on?
Oh no! It's gonna be on about 7 or 8 channels. It's gonna be everybody gonna be in on that one. Ain't no exclusive rights to that.
Well, maybe not. It depends, because it depends. if his attorneys are smart, they will ask for a gag order and that there are no fucking cameras in the courtroom. Just like now, there are no cameras in there. Like we're only getting those pictures, right? Like we're only getting those courtroom paintings.
Yeah, I say it's gonna be like how Young Thugs is. How you can see, you see all his stuff.
Well, like we ain't finna sit. It's not finna be sitting here 12 hours a day like the OJ trial, sitting there watching. No, if they were smart, that's what they would do. That's it. I'm telling you, like that, things like this make me wish that I had become a lawyer or a journalist. Like every once in a while, like something will happen and I'll be so deep into it and I'll be like, man, I'm an amazing investigative journalist. And then, but it's like I cared about that one topic that one day. Like it couldn't be a career, like because I don't care about everything. Like I'd work once a year.
I just want Diddy, when the judge hit the gavel, the dude to do all the rant he did at the end of Victory. What I'm gonna do now, huh? It's all fucked up now.
Right. What I do want to switch topics here is this Korean record label I found out that's literally taking over like all the record labels in the world. And here we go. This is the description of it here.
That there's a Korean record label that's taking over the entire music industry as we speak. There's a company called Hybe. They're valued at over $6 trillion. They have gone and bought up all the major record labels in Asia. But the wild part is Hybe just launched their new company, Hybe America. This is where it gets crazy. Hybe America's first order of business was buying Ithaca Holdings, which is Scooter Braun's company, if you remember the big manager, Justin Bieber. And then right after that, they bought up Big Machine, which is like a huge country imprint. They have like Tim McGraw, Rascal Flatts. Then they went and bought QC, Quality Control, Migos, City Girls, Lil Baby, like they bought that for $300 million, all culminating in their joint venture with Universal Music Group. And they're in the process of purchasing Geffen Records, which is Interscope and a whole bunch of other stuff. Oh, and not to mention they just bought the majority share in Yahoo. And then, started a live events company called Hybe 360. So what does this mean? It means that Hybe just vertically integrated their entire company. They came to the US, they bought up major companies in each major genre in the US, bought searching and marketing power through Yahoo, and then also is funneling all their artists into a live events company that they own. Within the next 5 years, it's not just going to be the big three anymore. It's not going to be Warner, Sony, Universal. It's going to be Warner, Sony, Universal, and Hybe.
That's I'm looking at it as competition with Facebook and with Meta, because then Meta trying to do music now.
Yep, they are.
Yeah, that's not just because
Meta always trying to do some shit that ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, because I was just listening. Yeah.
I'm still trying to get people to come to my club in the metaverse. Ain't nobody showed up yet.
Listen, when I was working there, I could not get my discounted little thing,
division thing,
and I didn't buy one. Like the employee, like the full employees, they was like a huge discount. I was a contractor. They wouldn't give me the discount. I said, "The hell with the metaverse," and I ain't there. That's it. And that's the end of that story. This is interesting. This Hybe thing. It's interesting. So like right now, like I'm looking on Universal Music and having Universal Music Group announce new global alliance. Anytime anybody talks about forming an alliance, I think about the Justice League. And at this, like when if you're forming an alliance together, what are y'all up to? This sounds like a RICO act waiting to happen. It just sound like a RICO case on the way. But yeah, this is they just I know that they were just something I saw that they were in plans to trying to get a Latin music group, a Latin-based music group. So they are grabbing every genre. So there's Hybe Japan.
And then I heard a rumor that like Drake going for another $600 million deal.
Yeah. I bet you next they're gonna start buying up publishing. That's the I mean, if you're the next move is to buy start.
Yeah, and on that video, because they said they bought Scooter Braun stuff. So now they got Taylor, because then you have Taylor Swift's catalog.
Taylor might own her shit. Low key.
No, remember she was trying to get it back from Scooter, like
it's
back because she had to re-record her music,
right? To get to get those masters. I mean, well, those.
Because he was like, nah, this is my shit.
Hold on, yeah, no, he has that. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't never sell it back.
He's got the first 6 Taylor Swift albums.
Yep.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift started in 2019 to 2020. Oh, he said he'd been willing in 2020 to sell the masters back to her, but it don't look like he sold them. So Hybe is in on that.
You gotta go a few more tours.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably because he got $1 billion for it. That's the major reason they spent $1 billion is to get the Taylor Swift's first 6 albums.
And they bought QC for $300 million.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It said in last February they donated $500 million to support recovery from the 2023 Turkey-Syria earthquake. Who donates $500 million?
They got trillions.
Who just has 500?
You ain't never met a trillionaire.
I haven't. You're right. Right. You're right. I have not.
Look, they finna.
You know what? You know what's proud of me is you got to think big. It's a $1 billion industry. You got to think big, and I wasn't thinking big, and that's my fault. It's my fault. I wasn't thinking big. I wasn't thinking big.
Remember, we used to think $1 billion was too much.
You got to think big. $1 trillion industry.
Look, I don't want no bees. I want teas.
Real with mine.
Real with mine.
Yeah, but they have. There's also media stuff that they have. So looks like something they had on Hulu Japan. So it's
and they went Yahoo. Something with Yahoo. I saw with the
they own part of Yahoo.
The live events.
Yep. So they basically gonna try to become like Live Nation.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I mean. When I saw that was the first thing I thought.
Didn't Rock Nation just start like a label? Because they was doing management at first, though.
It's management, but I think isn't Meg Thee Stallion it's on that label technically.
Yeah, I think they just started the label.
Alex Spiro represented Meg Thee Stallion in the Toni Lorenz case. Okay. Tory Lorenz, whatever the boy name is.
Tory Lorenz.
The little short boy. Like I'm sorry. Like I know that we're not supposed to judge a man by the height of his spine, but I'll be damned that little leprechaun was gonna climb on my back and then you're gonna shoot me in the foot too. You got me fucked up. I'd have whooped his ass in the street. Like, there's no way. Like, one, you can't outmuscle me. Like, me and Toni would have been fighting. Or what's his name? Tory? Whatever his name is. Like, we'd have been fighting in the street.
We've been slapboxing.
He absolutely outweighs him and can outmuscle him. There's no way. I cannot date a man that I can beat up. And I mean that with all of my heart. And I'm sorry. If I can beat you up, we can't be together. We can't. And I don't even work out. I lay in my bed or in front of this laptop 98% of the day. I have no, this is like, I'm telling this, you don't want these arms is trash. Like, look, so if I can beat you up, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, this Hybe is crazy though. Like, this is so they on BTS.
I'm trying to find the stuff about Yahoo though. I don't see the stuff about Yahoo.
But BTS is like the biggest K-pop group, and that's under them. That's like they got the Taylor Swift of K-pop, basically.
Yeah. And then some of them have to go to the army or something. They just rotate. You just keep rotating members like Drew Hill.
Yeah, because in Korea you have to serve 3 years in the military. And you can combine it and move it around. So like. No, in soccer they'll do it where they'll let them do 3 months in the off season, and you just.
Oh, okay.
But they ain't even doing that, man. Them cats be out there. I'm gonna show people how to play soccer. That's in the military. They ain't gonna let them. You know your best players playing internationally go to do no real stuff. Ain't doing no real battle stuff.
The internet says that Hybe they don't own anything from Yahoo. They don't have none with Yahoo.
Okay, so that's incorrect then. In that, so they don't own any shares in it.
I'm working on it.
Yes, what 3 major labels was it? Universal, Warner, and who?
Yeah, no, I mean it says no Hybe does not own shares in Yahoo, but you can find Hybe's information on Yahoo Finance.
Mm-hmm. And but like I said,
on podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health.
Femininity, parenthood, dating,
definitely dating,
single parents. And it's from a lens of 2 psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So so it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens. Yeah. So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
Like I said, even on the Wikipedia page, if I just do a search on Yahoo, it didn't pop up. So if the reality is, if they would have purchased significant ownership in Yahoo, that would have been news. So if you type in Hybe in Yahoo, all you're going to get are their the stock quotes on Yahoo Finance. So they I don't know what they may have been trying to do or what it was, but whatever it is, it hasn't happened.
They got trillions, so I'm gonna see them fuck around and buy Disney. Let's see Big Bang take a look back.
Hey, they bought Disney.
Man, I was gonna say Disney. They working their way.
South Carolina. They did, so the PR firm that they just acquired has controversial clients like Johnny Depp, Drake, and Logan Paul. The fact that Yahoo called Drake a controversial client, that just tickled the hell out of me.
Drake.
That just really tickled me. So this is like I said, this is very interesting, and because there's nothing wrong per se.
No. They doing what all these other conglomerates have been doing. That's why we only have 3 major labels now. Just like you said in the thing, it's going to be 4 major labels now. But before we had hundreds of labels, you know what I'm saying? That were, some of them were conglomerates on the other ones, but they start eating up each other. Island Def Jam got ate up by this, and then this got ate up by Maverick, got ate up by this company. NCA got ate up by Warner Brothers,
Atlantic.
Atlantic don't even exist no more. Ate up by this one, So if they want to get in.
My official response to this is, I feel some SEC filings coming. I feel there's some people with it's an alphabet agency that's gonna do some investigation.
I just think music just in a weird space. Cause remember they TikTok, was beefing with the labels because then they pull all the music, but then they got it right and put it right back up.
Yeah, I think I'm talking I feel it in my heart. Like it's gonna be. I feel like one of them government agencies with some letters. It's gonna be an SEC
filing soon somewhere.
Wait for it. I just
not this year. We ain't gonna say this year.
Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Something. Like I said, I need to do some more research.
Hey, somebody from Sony or Warner finna drop that dime. They sitting there like
something is.
They got what? How much you say they got? Trillions.
Right, just sitting there. I don't like that shit.
I'm gonna drop a dime.
We just got this Michael Jackson catalog back.
It literally says revenue $1 trillion on their Wikipedia page. What
Sony Music only was
the only people I knew that had trillions was the government.
Yeah,
and it was in trillions in debt.
Yeah, or spend it on military and missiles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got next up. Lauryn Hill experience going on. This Lauryn Hill Prize situation, y'all. Like, Prize is suing Lauryn Hill for the tour. You done with it, Stacey? You done with this?
If they messed up his money before he get locked up, that was he wanted to get right before he got shipped off.
So we can move on, y'all. So Stacey, you had this topic: underrated Black TV dads. This is something that came up because Sister was a meme. A Sister came up, and they was talking about what was it? Frank, the dad, Ray. They was talking about how Ray was touching some money because of the way his kitchen was set up.
He had a stainless steel fridge.
Yeah, that was what it was in like 96, 95.
Well, hold on, but Ray was balling. If you gonna bring what was the other twin mama name? Lisa. You bringing a whole nother woman in.
Hold on. And you let Lisa marry somebody else up under your watch.
That's what I'm saying. So that's how we know that Ray had that money.
He had a limo service, didn't he?
Ray had the limo company, right? So his daughter already has her own.
And you know he's messing with BMF.
Right, so he got the house all to himself, right? And was easily able to move the other twin and her mama into the house. Ain't asked for rent.
Nope.
Ain't asked for you to pay on a little something on the cable bill. Nothing.
Did Lisa even cook for real?
Nah, man, she just made clothes. That's all she did. But hold on, but did Ray and Lisa ever get together?
They dated for a brief second and they figured out it didn't work.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
At some point, I had to give up.
I was like,
on all the WB. Everything got corny as fuck for me at one point. Once the sisters went to the Freaknik, that's when I had to let go.
Because they went to Michigan, didn't they?
Yep.
They went to
and the thing was, though, is like they acted like University of Michigan was like around the corner from Detroit. That's like a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah, like 2 hours away.
They would just be showing up for dinner on a Tuesday. Like, that's not happening.
Tyreek was from Flint.
So yeah, definitely Ray doesn't get the credit he deserves. As always, this is a Floyd Henderson appreciation podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a single father.
Single father with 3 kids.
3. And one of them was a genius. One of them was a full genius. His daughter was very smart, very intelligent. She just wasn't a genius, but very, very smart.
Smart.
Yeah, I'm Jason Weaver. But whatever. Right? Like our kids can't be brain surgeons. That's it. But you got 3 kids. Ain't none of them in jail. Ain't nobody on drugs. Somebody said once before, and it's like, you don't want to say it, but I'll say it. His daughter wasn't a hoe. And like I said, now we can play around with that, and it doesn't matter whether it could go either way. But the reality of you have a single father who, he had a construction company, like a construction thing,
construction,
right? So it was able to keep it rolling. And look, Floyd Henderson.
I like Flex too on one-on-one.
Yeah.
Word.
Underrated Black TV dad, man.
Yeah, Flex.
Yeah, the kid, getting custody of a daughter that is going through puberty. Not like you got her at puberty.
Yeah.
And you got all the bad side of the game.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think. Didn't nobody fuck with Frank from Moesha?
Because Frank had that outside baby, man. He would have been here. But Dorian, Ray J character, he brought him in, and then you end up finding out that was his kid he stashed away with the auntie.
I've never seen one episode of Moesha.
You never have? Oh wow.
You ain't never seen Morning Shows?
Never. And I refuse to. I refused to then, and I refuse to now.
Moesha was alright.
Like there's a. And like simply put, if Moesha and I would have been in high school together, we wouldn't have hung out. Like I wouldn't have kicked it with her. I wouldn't have liked her. Like it was something I didn't like about it. But that
we just doing black dads, right?
Yeah, these black dads.
Okay,
black
dads.
I mean, do you have a white dad to throw into the mix?
I was gonna throw Danny Tanner in there because he kept the house clean. You got 3 girls and a dog. He kept that house tight.
He did keep a clean house.
And he was on TV every day.
So that's the other part though. So he at least was gone just during the day, right? Yeah. So that's all these dads had day jobs. Nobody had to be gone at night. Like that's where the kids get in trouble at. That's what we
white dad. Jason Seaver got to be on there, man, for growing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What do we think about Lester Jenkins from 227? Is he an underrated dad, or is he? I mean, you know,
he didn't really.
He didn't have to deal with Marla Gibbs though. Like, and she was extra.
He was the only dude in the building, wasn't he?
It was him. Yeah, he was the only. And Calvin.
It was Calvin.
Lester. I don't feel like I got a lot of parenting out of Lester. Like, I mean, he was the daddy, but I ain't really getting no.
What was Lester? A garbage man? What was he? A garbage?
No, construction. He was construction too.
He was construction. Okay, I don't know why I thought he was like a garbage man.
No, he was construction. That's rock. Now, that's my number one I had, but I didn't know. Do we consider him a black dad?
Yeah, they took.
He didn't have a baby to the end.
But I thought they adopted.
They did, but I mean that's like season 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, if whether he was a dad in the beginning or the end, if there was a child that came in, then it counts.
Hey man, I think Rock is one of the most underrated black sitcoms in history. Like
that, yeah.
Funny and real, like funny and real at the same time.
Rock shows like Rock or South Central would be great now.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, we weren't ready. I don't even say we weren't ready. That's not true. Mainstream America and the executives at these networks weren't ready and didn't know what to do with these shows. Because there are white shows that they got rid of that they didn't know.
Oh, tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Freaks and Geeks. Holy fucking shit. Like Freaks and Geeks, I finally watched it on Hulu.
I got on that late.
Last year. It's this cast alone. To get them all in a movie right now, the amount of money you have to come out of to afford everybody that is on that fucking show. Fox didn't know they didn't know what to do with it. They had no idea what the hell to do with the show. They kept them putting it on at random ass time. And that's how you know that the network doesn't like your show for real, when they start moving you to different time slots. And then like they move you, and then finally they cancel you. But Freaks and Geeks is the show. We didn't deserve it, and they didn't know what they had. Because everyone
I don't know why I always thought that was NBC.
Was it NBC? I want to say they were.
It might have been Fox. I couldn't remember.
It might have been.
I got on the show late.
Yeah,
I just thought about people when we say underrated. We know about the James Avery, on Fresh Prince, Cliff Cosby. Like those are the top. We talking about the ones that never get talked about.
Yeah,
those ones. We understand James Evans from Good Times. Before I see people, but y'all forgot about. That's not who we talking about. We talking about the cats people don't mention and talk about. Keep going, y'all.
What about Robert Townsend on Parenthood?
Oh, that's a good one. A professor.
He was a professor living in Brooklyn.
Yep.
He was in
Brooklyn. He might have been Manhattan. He might have been Manhattan.
But the thing is, Robert Townsend, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again, that there's so much that he has done for us in the industry, just the things that he's created and everything that he created, even the stuff he's created, there's nothing to be embarrassed about, if that makes any sense, right? That you can be proud of everything that you have created. That you wouldn't have to give it a disclaimer before you showed it to somebody, right? And be like, okay, all right, so, like, but he's just absolutely, like, what he has done. Again, just even the way that he shows us on the screen, even with Meteor Man, right? Meteor Man was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like that's being that real superhero was the teacher.
Man, he made Luther Vandross play a villain.
Right. Yeah, his hair dyed blonde and everything. They got the Golden Lord.
The Golden Lords.
It was, but what an amazing movie. So yeah, he goes up there too. There were definitely some great TV dads that don't get that recognition.
What about Pops from the Wayans brothers?
Pops, yeah. Even though he pretty much the same character and pretty much everything.
He's never deviated away from one kind of acting situation.
Yeah.
He's basically the same character really from Talking Dirty After Dark. And he just kept that same thing for all the rest of his roles after that.
Yeah, he just
did House Party.
Just give him a different shirt.
Yeah, and just a different shirt. He probably dressed the same in every movie too, in TV show.
What about he wasn't the father, but he was the uncle. Gary Morris on Jamie Foxx when he's playing Uncle Junior.
Oh, Uncle Junior. Damn. When he was on Martin, right?
No, he was
on Jamie Foxx.
But he was the uncle on Martin too.
He was
the owner of the station. But he got fired on Martin after there was a shooting situation thing that happened. It wasn't even his fucking fault. And then they see how he was on thing. But he's like this, which Garrett ain't worried. That's a whole another person who doesn't get his
unheralded.
Hopefully,
he's the first black person on SNL.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, it's weird to say, like, with the SNL movie that's coming out. Hopefully, his character is noticed because again, he was the only black person.
Is that old dude from New Girl playing him? The black dude? Yeah. I don't know his name.
Lamar Morris.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I saw the trailer. Like, I'm definitely gonna watch it, but like I said, because he was Garrett Morris on the first season or the first episode of SNL, that's not his legacy, right? Is that like so? It's he's going to stand out just because he's the black guy that was on SNL. Like I can't imagine. Like, not saying that Lamar's going to do bad like with the role, but there's not going to be a lot for them to work with. Is all I'm saying. And like it's compared to everyone else that was on that season. Who is it? It's Jim Belushi, Chevy Chase, and. Andy Kaufman wasn't on there yet. So, but either way, there was a lot of.
Was Steve Martin on the original cast?
Ooh,
Steve Martin.
Oh, he came like later.
So, if memory serves correct, and I'm 99.9% sure that I'm right. Steve Martin was never actually a cast member of Saturday Night Live. He just hosted so many times.
Yeah, okay. I thought he was.
That he was a cast member, but he wasn't. He's never been a cast member of Saturday Night Live.
I should know that. My wife a big SNL fan.
It's that's just one of my you got to keep that one in the vault. You got to keep that one back there, and it's that back when I used to pay attention to SNL stuff, but now I think probably since the 90s, definitely out of the after the Will Ferrell era, I think the next
the Will Ferrell, Tracy Morgan era. I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't watching faithfully every week anyway, but now like it has to be. Well, no, I don't gonna say I'm gonna turn in. I just watch the clips.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see the clips. That show is gonna always be on the air, just like the Tonight Show. But because of the brand.
Who's the host of the Tonight Show now?
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Okay. I just don't watch. I don't watch late night TV like I used to.
Yeah, Jimmy's the host of the Tonight Show, but the brand for the Tonight Show.
Jimmy Kimmel got the other one.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel has. There's Late Show.
So he's got the Fox version, and then Stephen Colbert's got the CBS one, which he took over Letterman. He took over for Letterman.
Yeah, but so there's two versions there. Seth Meyers, his late night is the Dave Letterman, and then the CBS Colbert is Letterman.
Oh wow!
Letterman was on NBC first.
Oh,
he told NBC to go to hell and went to CBS, but he still owned late night
because he used to come on after Johnny Carson back in the day, right?
Yep.
And he was supposed to get the Johnny Carson spot, right? When Johnny Carson retired.
They gave it to Joan.
Let me say, now that is one of my favorite. So, like I said, my mess or my news scandals that I know are those words was people got screwed over in business within Hollywood, right? So those are the scandals and stuff that I remember. And the talk show wars. I mean, it was the biggest talked about thing with Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, and Letterman, right? So that, but then after that, what they did with Conan, how they
Conan.
Conan shit is
they screwed him so bad.
Hey, the fuckery of it all. So
didn't they fuck Joan Rivers over too?
Yes and no, kind of, a little bit. So Joan ended up being banned from the Tonight Show. Like she
went to Fox, didn't she?
Yeah, and then but it didn't. Johnny Carson ran that shit. He ran late night, period. And there was you could legit, if you went on somebody's show, you wouldn't be able to go on somebody else's. Like you went on, like they shit like that.
Yeah, I know that was just how a lot of the comics.
Yeah, a lot of the comics and shit.
Get your 5 minutes on Carson.
Yeah, so getting to be on Carson was a big deal, to be able to get up there and get 2 minutes to tell jokes. And if you were able to get invited to the couch, your phone the next day, your phone would be ringing. That's like, at that time, that's what every comedian wanted. Like that's how you got in. That was your in. So a lot of comics from the 80s and 90s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, because they got called to that couch or because they were on the Tonight Show, that's what got Seinfeld, Ellen,
wasn't Eddie Murphy on there?
Eddie probably was on there, but
SNL.
But Eddie didn't get his start for the Tonight Show. Eddie was already
SNL.
Yeah, he was already doing his thing. So he was already on the comedy circuit and then getting SNL. But yeah, so with Jimmy Fallon will be on. Well, he'll be on until they find somebody else younger and decide if they want to change stuff. But he'll be on for. I mean, it's one of those jobs that you're just going to have, and either they're going to have to put you out or you decide to retire. And he's still pretty young, so.
Because
hell, Jay did it for 20-something years, and then did it, quit, and then came back and then
came back. Because Conan was supposed to do it.
Right, and they played the fuck out of Conan. Conan had the last laugh, but and then Dave Letterman is in the back, like the whole time. Dave in the back was like, "Told y'all asses." Told y'all.
Does he still get this interview thing on Netflix?
Yeah, but I don't know when the next season is coming out. I love it. I love everything that Dave Letterman does. I love everything about him. I never was a fan of Jay. And the Jay Leno and Johnny Carson was kind of like the same way. I can't be disruptive. I can't upset my guest. If I upset my guest, they may not come back and blah, blah, blah. And Dave Letterman never cared whether or not he upset you or not. Like, it's not that he set out to piss you off. Like, that wasn't it. But it wasn't like, oh, well, I can't say this. You know, he's not going to talk to you. He's not going to handhold you. And to the point of, I think, like, there's a old one with Cher called him an asshole on the air. Like, it's like Oprah wouldn't go on the show. It was a whole thing. Like, it was him and the beef with Oprah. I think it's a fake, I call it a fake beef, but it's a fake beef with Oprah.
Didn't he go on Oprah? No, I'm thinking when he had his kid, when he had his little, I don't know, I'm just thinking.
Possibly, maybe he might have after he had Harry. And Harry's driving now, which is like in his 20s.
Yeah, it's 20.
The fact that I remember when Harry was born. So again, this Stacey loves Dave Letterman. He is the old man that I aspire to be.
All right, well, one more time before we go into revisit it, you guys can choose between Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey meeting for the first time and BB Winans talking about it. We could talk about Color Me Bad as a group and the idea of when they were mixing, trying to put black and white people together in one group and trying to make a intercultural boy band, or the how Monica got Before You Walk Out of My Life instead of Toni Braxton.
Dude, I want to hear about that Monica.
Oh, Monica. That's what I'm going with that story.
All right.
How you let this little teenager get this song?
I need you to go in the room with Soul Shock and Collins' manager. We're buying this record right now on the spot. And they're not leaving until they sign the contract. And that was Before You Walk Out of My Life. And he said, I have a new artist called Monica, and I want her to do this song. And he goes, and if you just listen to me, you're going to have your first #1. And we did. But the story is not quite over yet, because we walk out of that bungalow and guess who's calling? L.A. Reid. He goes, love this record. We want Toni Braxton to record it. I'm like, yeah, who cares? Monica. I go to the studio the next day, and I was at the studio called Skip Saylor. And Skip Saylor, the owner of the studio, comes running into my room and he goes, and Clive Davis is on the phone for you. And I go, how does he know I'm here? And Skip goes, how does he know me? So I run out and I pick up the phone and he goes, this is Clive Davis. I go, yeah. He goes, you will record Before You Walk Out of My Life with me. And you know why? And I go, no, because I'm fucking Clive Davis and you won't work in this industry if you don't. You did Monica. You know, LA didn't talk to me for like a year and a half. And then next time it happens, it's Heartbreak Hotel that he wants for TLC and Clive wants for Whitney, and Clive wins again. So me and LA, yeah, we're very good friends today.
Oh, wow.
Who do you want Heartbreak Hotel for?
For TLC.
For TLC. I'm Clive Davis, bitch, and that's why. So when he said, you want to know why? I already knew that Clive Davis said, because I'm Clive Davis. And that's exactly why. You know why you gonna do it? Because I'm Clive Davis. So
and the subtext was, you ain't gonna give a song to this nigga. Over me.
Do you know who I am?
I can't even hear Toni Braxton singing that.
And LaFace wasn't LaFace under Arista?
I think so. I think.
Hold on.
At the beginning.
Yeah, I think LaFace was under Arista. Yeah, it was under Arista.
So
from 89 to 2001, yes.
So I had to look up Soul Shock, the producing teams. First off, the Danish folks know they can write us some stuff. So Danish folks know they write some stuff. But I mean, so when he just mentioned those two songs, I'm like, what else did they write? And looking through, I'm like, holy snap. Like there is like hell, like I wasn't aware of them in the 90s. I didn't know y'all was out here doing it like this. Like I love me some him, Toni Braxton. So yeah, Heartbreak Hotel, Do for Love, Tupac. Like Before You Walk Out. Let's see. Oh, they did some CC Peniston.
Yo, I'm looking at their disc. They did Fly Girl from Queen Latifah.
Right, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, they was on it.
I did not know.
Me Against the World, Tupac. Hold on.
Right, like the song JoJo's first song, Leave, Get Out. That was them.
Oh, they produced it. They produced Me Against the World, the song, not the album.
No.
Broken Hearted?
The remix, I think the remix.
Brandy and Wine.
But even still, like it's a remix with Wanye, but even still.
They did Hooked on You Silk? Oh shit.
Bruh.
Oh man, they need to get into more conversation.
They did. I wonder if Heaven got a ghetto.
Dude.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah. So
Super Love, Tupac.
So we gonna go ahead and say they certified.
They official.
They certified.
No, for real, they official.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. Yes. They did Truth Is for Fantasia.
Ooh,
damn.
Hey, that's a jam.
Hey, bruh. Bruh. Yeah. They yeah. They solidified.
Yeah, no, they solidified.
They got them. Okay. Like I didn't know who you was, but I'm listening to everything you got to say.
Look. Right,
like I said, not saying that your story was false.
Yeah.
But not saying your story that you was
didn't believe you.
Right. Not saying we didn't believe you. Okay.
We did for people.
But if we had any doubt.
Look, you can tell me anything now, Soul Shot. You tell me you did anything now, and
I'm listening to.
Yep. Yep. I think they.
What
did
else he say? Because I know you telling the truth. Because the other part is he literally has no reason to lie.
Nope.
Like this is one of those. What do I gain from lying about me saying that we know that I wrote the song. 2, it was supposed to go to this person, and I got the call that it went to that person. We all know it ended up with that person. So again, me lying about it 30 years later, I win nothing. I get nothing for lying about this, and he's Dutch, or I'm sorry, he's Danish. Not saying that Danish people don't just sit around lying, but there are certain cultures that they are very direct, or they're true, especially the Dutch. So they're very direct. That's why I was saying. That's what made me say Dutch. I'm like, but yeah, they are very
the Swiss.
Yeah, they did Luther's Can Heaven Wait? God damn.
Bruh.
That's Luther's last hit.
It was. I thought Dance With My Father was his last hit.
Well, that was on the same album. I'm talking about the same album. Yeah. Dance With My Father became big like after he got sick.
It was after he died. Right?
Yeah, I'm talking Heaven Can't Wait. He was in the video for that one. That was the one where he's dancing with the whatchamacallit dies in the video. Fancy Marcel Bouvet.
Yeah, because he was in the Take You Out.
Yep, and then she gets sick and is in the hospital and dies, and Can Heaven Wait?
Oh yeah,
like a continuation of that.
Yeah, that was like the to be continued R&B version.
Yeah, exactly. To be continued.
Bro, when they had all the Mr. Biggs.
Yep. Oh man, gosh, man, Kells messed up that whole situation, man. God damn, because them Mr. Biggs things was ice.
Yeah, man, Kells ain't never learned.
He low key be writing for people too. I be having the feelings about, but that's a whole nother conversation. It be some songs I be hearing, I be like, that sound like R. Kelly wrote that. But if you look at the liner notes, it don't have them on there, and it be like weird. Like I give you an example. That Ozzy Brothers single that had Snoop on it sounds like an R. Kelly song. But if you look at it has like a random name on there for the writer. The one that came out from them right after, what's the name of the song? Like Backyard Party. Is it Backyard Party? Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. It was like a few years ago.
Friends and Family. It sounds like an R. Kelly song.
It sounds like some Step in the Name of Love.
Yeah. Like if you look,
it could have just been written in the style of who knows, but if it's, I mean, because while you're incarcerated, I think you can't make any money. I think you're not allowed. No, you're not allowed to. Wait a minute, you're not allowed to profit off of your crimes.
Right, he can profit off his stuff.
Yeah, you can profit off your stuff. You can't profit off your crimes.
Let the money go to the victims, I think.
What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
We are the We Coming For You cast, and we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and the everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
That would depend on what the
civil, right?
The civil,
right, whatever is it. So whether if he has to pay restitution to anybody or anything like that. So that part I don't know. I just know that he is behind the bars. And that's
in there.
Like, I'm like, hell, the Menendez brothers might be coming back home, and this nigga can stay there.
Oh, the Menendez might be getting out?
It was actually they're setting a date for resentencing. So here's the thing: the short version is, it's
hold on. I know we can start revisiting, but hold on. So you gotta explain this to me.
All right. So the resentencing is really going to be, as opposed for them right now, they are serving life in prison without the possibility of parole. The resentencing would be for them to have life in prison with the possibility of parole. So it's just more or less of the possibility of them being able to get out. And also it's something about because of how old they were when they were locked up.
Because they was like 18 and 20 when they did?
I think they were a little bit older than that. By the time they were actually arrested. But the thing is, they went to court twice. They were tried 3 times. Like the first time was a hung jury. Second time I forget, and then the third time was when there was actual conviction that happened there. So it's not about these niggas trying to get out of jail. Like, well, it's not that. It's like they're like, okay, we're in jail. We know what we did. We killed our parents. We are in jail. Okay. Like I think one of the other things that they had asked for before was they wanted to be in the same prison.
I didn't know that was
just happened like recently, like that they just finally got to be in the same prison together. But but I think it's something like if they get the resentencing, I don't know if they're going to end up with time. Sir, it's like they've been in jail for like a long time.
They've been about 30 years, ain't they? Over 30 years.
Easy.
Yeah, but it's something about how old I need to look it up. It's something about how old they were when they were locked up. That is going, which could happen.
It was under 25.
Yes, but something because they were under 25. It's something about being a college youth, some shit. Either way, but long story short, they may be coming home. I know one of them, I think, is married. Got married in prison.
Yeah. Well, is it one good and one bad now, or something? Like one like is more like on a straight and narrow, and the other one has been kind of.
I just watched their documentary on Netflix, which is actually really good. I'm not going to watch the little drama series though. I'm good on that. But one of them is I didn't feel like either one was bad, but one of them is definitely on a more spiritual path or just praying and just chilling out. But they were from I can't say I've kept up with them for the past however many years, but from what I've seen, or like I have to double check, they seem like they just been they went to prison and they just been sitting there.
Ain't doing nothing.
We ain't heard about them since 94.
What's I'm saying? Like, and sometimes it's not like that. Some people go, you still hearing from them. And so I think now, even when people being like the Menendez brothers, why are we talking about them? But which goes into sexual assault of young boys. And at that time, when they were on trial and that was being talked about, there were late night comedians that were late night hosts that were making jokes about it. They were like, it was like it was fodder. It was late night fodder for the idea that they they were molested, blah, 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 blah. But now, in 2024, if that case would have happened today,
they would have got off. I think they would have got off.
We just thought of them as them killing their parents.
Right, yeah, I didn't know all this stuff, but you're telling me now.
Even the reason of the hung jury the first time was because they were the possibility of them doing manslaughter versus the murder charge. I think that's what it was. So it was the reality of we understand that there was trauma that happened to them as children and hell throughout their, as they got older, they still killed their parents. And it's it's not necessarily a self-defense part if you weren't in immediate danger. So there was that game of it. So much that dug into it, but so we'll see what happens. That's like I say, the Menendez brothers was last week's thing. I was on Brothers all last week, so I did Menendez brothers, and then I was heavily involved in watching stuff about Peyton, Cooper, and Eli, and I feel like y'all kept Cooper from me. I love Peyton Manning with all my heart, and nobody told me how fucking funny Cooper was, and I got an attitude about that. That y'all kept Cooper from me, and you'll pay. All of them, they'll pay. They will pay. They're all funny, but Cooper is fucking hilarious. So those brothers, and then I think, what am I paying attention to this week? I forgot already. I had something that I was really paying attention to like 2 days ago.
See Big Meech out. The street's been waiting. In that halfway house.
Y'all see that video where the girl was like, "I'm glad he out because y'all cats been sharing bottles."
All these niggas going in on bottles at the club.
I'm not throwing no money no more. Meech, they need you. She was like having a plea, like, Meech, they needed you. It's 12 dudes in a booth with 3 bottles, passing it around.
What they call ball now ain't nothing how they used to do shit. Like, we need to get out of here. Get out of here.
All right, it's time for revisiting. First, we're going to revisit Juvenile's 400 Degrees, which celebrates his 30th anniversary, right?
25?
25 is the next one, the other album.
Oh, okay.
So, November 3rd, 1998, 400 Degrees was...
it is close to 25 then. I mean, 25 years, 26 then.
26.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Y'all, let's go. Let's just go through it. What was y'all initial thoughts on this album?
I wasn't on it like when it first dropped. Of course, we had to hear Hybe, and I was like, man, let me go ahead and check this out. And I was like, oh, he really saying something better than P. It was still No Limit was still the big dog around at the time. But Hybe, that was like the first song where every bar is a question.
Right.
You keep your body clean, huh?
You were a lot of Jabot.
That was like the first, like that one song that's out now, 1250, get in the club, whatever. The song the Boss D-Lo dude. Like that, Juvenile was the first one with that conversation style rap.
What about you, Stacey?
So when Hybe came out, I remember thinking, what in the hell is this shit? Like, it looked like the most low budget video I had seen in quite some time. So Hybe did not get me at all. I was not here for Hybe. It just was like, why is this? What is this and why?
Why is it a Ferrari in the projects?
What is this? This is so much happening. But what the biggest thing that I remember about this album coming out in Juvenile and me saying, like, Juvenile from New Orleans or the Magnolia, he used to rap with DJ Jimmy, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that nigga ain't rapping no DJ Jimmy.
Yeah.
Bounce for the
Juvenile. Because there was a rapper named Juvenile that was from the Magnolia Projects that was on DJ Jimmy's album. No, he wasn't. Okay. And it took years and years and years. So again, this is 99, 98. You can't look that up. Nobody believes me. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm like, he has a song, Bounce for the Juvenile. And like, I know that song. This is who it is. I'm like, I said, so either it's the same person or there is another nigga named Juvenile from the Magnolia Projects who like there was rapping in the 90s. And I just refuse to believe that there are 2 niggas named Juvenile from the Magnolia Projects in New Orleans and they let that shit fly. Right? Like there's no way there's 2 of them still, because one of them had to go. There could only be one. So, and gotta find out it was him. So with this album, how did it make me want to listen? But what made me get it? It wasn't Back That Thing. It wasn't Back That Ass Up. I think I just ended up coming up on the album.
Yeah, I think it was album tracks. I think I just heard people playing the random album tracks.
I just ended up coming up on the album. I don't remember buying it.
It was Rich Niggas.
But like, yeah, once I heard Rich Niggas though, that's when I was like, well, hold on. Now we're getting somewhere. So, so for me, Rich Niggas is my favorite song on 400 Degrees.
And Juvenile probably has the realest opening line ever to a song. I'm gonna say it. You say I'm in a room with a bitch and the bitch don't want fuck. Like a man, I'ma beat my meat and get my fucking nut for sure. He's avoiding rape charges. And
I remember dudes would say that, and it'd be like, what? Like, so just imagine that you are not familiar, right, with that song, with it. You're not familiar with that, and some dude don't just come up and say it, right? But he's just kind of rapping it,
just rapping,
like, excuse me. You're
gonna be thrown in.
You're gonna do what?
Then I'm gonna cut the TV off and go to sleep on that whole day.
But no, yeah, I wouldn't.
Let's go through the tracks. The intro, Big Timers with Manny Fresh.
With the funky fingers.
Yeah.
Incredible funky fingers.
All songs produced by Manny Fresh on this, y'all, just FYI. Then next is I like it now more than I did then. I'll say that.
Yeah, it had to grow on me. I didn't like it.
And it's just a nostalgic feel of it. It's not like I want to plan on high, but if it come on, like, okay, cool, whatever. Gonna Ride With Me. I love this song, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gonna Ride With Me. What do you think about this one, Stacey? Gonna Ride With Me.
I'm sorry, I got distracted reading about Hybe. Like I did. I'm sorry. I totally got distracted. So it's 2 remixes recorded for Hybe. The first had a different beat and lyrics featuring Juvenile's fellow Hot Boys members, and then the second one was not planned until Jay-Z himself personally contacted Baby and requested to be included on the remix.
Jay-Z's worst verse ever.
Hey, we all know how that worked out.
This is worst verse ever. Worst verse from Jay-Z.
Like I said, that just but on the side it has, when Jay-Z called, I want to get on that remix to Hybe, I knew I arrived. That was unheard of at the time. That catapulted Cash Money even further. When that song hit the airwaves, people were like, damn, Jay-Z is on that song and he's doing the Hybe thing. That's what Manny Fresh said. So that's what caught my attention, was being like, I knew I had arrived when Jay wanted to get on. And I'm like, but did you listen to what he?
Yeah, but actually, it's even more disrespectful the more I think about it. You called me. It's not like I called you and you phoned in that fucking whack verse. You called me.
And they didn't even know who Jay-Z was.
Yeah. You called me. And I think Jay-Z thought that he could just give any verse to a Southern artist. And
they was from the South.
And it was like, I just need to get them to know my name, who my name is. It wasn't even about not knowing, like, yo, they rhyming down there too.
At that time, at that time, Jay was top 3 hottest in the game. Him, DMX, Nas.
Yeah.
In 98. So that's Hard Knock Life.
Volume 2.
Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. So yeah.
He coming off that Volume 2 ride.
Yeah. So yeah, because by the time 400 Degrees dropped, it was October.
Noriega.
So
the hottest things. And Jermaine Dupri.
So yeah, that is like, it is like, hey, is somebody calling you up to offer a service to you and the service is trash? Hey man, look. Okay, look. You gotta let me cook for you. Okay, look, you gotta let me make something for you. You gotta let me.
And everybody talks about your cooking though too, so it's not like
everybody loves your cooking,
right? So you gotta let me cook for you. You gotta let me come over there and cook. You like, hey, Stacey say she for the cook, nigga. You telling the wife and the kid like, well, baby, we just gotta sit back and chill. Stacey in the kitchen cooking it, and I hand y'all this plate of some trash. It is.
Gave him a bologna sandwich.
Right. That like. Stuff ain't done. Like that sweet potato pie ain't done in the middle. I done took it out the oven way too soon. Stuff ain't right. It ain't right. But I'm the one
wasted his time and all our time with that verse.
I call you. Hey, let me come over here and do this for you real quick. You know I got it. You know I do.
You know I don't even write. It's all up here.
It's all over. Just look, just send me the track. Just send me the track. I got it.
Manny, drop the beat.
It's the reality. Is that if somebody called you and told you they want to get on the track?
No, and think about that.
Written out. It's just all up here.
No, but think about that. They're sitting there real all the way from New Orleans, all the way to New York to get that verse. And then send it back.
I'm just mad the radio stations played it so much. But I mean, I know it's Jay, but I hated that verse.
We all did. Everyone did.
But there is a dick riding J level that is, that people have become accustomed to that shows no bounds. Because they'll say like, "Oh, no, that was a straight verse." Okay, all right.
No, that verse was trash.
No. All right, next song on here, Gonna Ride With Me, which is a dope track. Next up was Flossing Season featuring the Big Timers, BG, and Lil Wayne.
That was cool. That was cool. Cool little riding track.
Yeah.
Ghetto Children. This is when he tried to get a little. He didn't try. He did get introspective with Ghetto Children. Juvie was. I mean, he showing showing his diversity in his music and his flows and his content. Even though most of his album is your banging beats, this one was more of a introspective. The next single, which was the third single, the next song, "Follow Me Now."
Follow Me Now with the Mariachi band.
Yep.
that I want Mia to see just how it feels. No worry about no bills, negotiating this.
I remember when the show premiered on BET.
Hunting in this bitch. Like, I'm like, talk your shit. Talk your shit. Like I love that fucking song. Follow Me Now. Yeah, like I love that.
Bring it on.
Then the next song, the Cash Money concert skit, it was okay. I mean, regular.
Then we go to Welcome to the Know Ya.
Yeah, Welcome to the Know Ya. That's what I was just saying.
My favorite song on the whole album.
Well, we're featuring Turk. And this is something you would see from, I guess, I'm trying to wonder if most labels like this, but particularly the Southern labels had a lot more. They kept their features, a lot more features in house.
Yeah, it was like all family.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, did Dungeon Family start that?
Start what?
Keeping everything in house on the label, like on everything on the album.
Yeah.
As far as hip hop, as far as hip hop.
I was gonna say, I'm like, well, no, I'm like, but no, maybe. Well,
Juice Crew was doing that shit too, though.
I feel like I was gonna say, I feel like it's some New Yorkness over, it's some East Coast somewhere that they kept everything in house, and I just can't think of who it is.
Yeah, Juice Crew definitely did with all them different cats. They was only been on each other's songs. Think about Boogie Down Productions. They wasn't working with a whole bunch of people. It was just KRS One. He wasn't working with nobody else until later on. But then after that, UPT featuring Hot Boys and Baby.
Uptown. Back when you called Birdman Baby. He wasn't Birdman.
Birdman then, y'all. It was called, he was Baby. Yeah.
What do you say, Brian Baby B Bubba? You can call me what you feel.
Beatrice.
Oh yeah, Beatrice.
Beatrice, yeah.
Beatrice, bitch, please.
Then Run For It, featuring Lil Wayne, which was dope too. You better run for it, run. Then this is the other High remix you were talking about. This is just the remix with the Hot Boys.
Yeah.
Then you have probably the one of the, I would say, top 5 Strolled songs.
Loud pipes, big rims.
From 2000, about 2000, that came on. That was everybody's Stroll song.
What's that?
What? Cash Money, Rich Niggas.
Rich niggas.
Yeah. Like that's everybody's Stroll song. That and Who You With. Those were like the two. That wasn't nobody owned those songs. Everybody was coming out to those two songs.
Listen, like to date, when Rich Niggas comes out, Samantha and Dana and I automatically kind of do this.
Get ready.
The Delta stroll. It was like gotta do that. And it's like it's in me to do that. And now I can't tell you the rest of the stroll, but I don't remember that at all.
Make up something.
Right, but it's like
stay on beat.
Now I used to be RTA bad. I'll be busting these bitches' head when I come around. And to the people who are not from St. Louis, Missouri, or our neighbor, East St. Louis, Illinois, when Juvenile says, "Meet me in the casino," way in the back, I need you to understand that phrase brings everyone from St. Louis and 314-636-573 and 618. We come together and hold hands.
Yep.
We rock back and forth and just sing along to the song.
We have fellowship at a club.
We have fellowship.
The club casino.
We have fellowship. When that man said, "Meet me in the casino," way in the back.
That's
like still shooting craps.
Does he know how he gotta know at this point? I mean, St. Louis people like identify with that one part of it.
Yeah. So, and so when I met Mia X, she told me that she learned, like when they would come to St. Louis, she learned how much we fuck with them. And like we were telling her, like, yeah, like we, just explaining like how we would listen to music from the South, and like we just understood it. But he has to know. Yeah. Like he has to know. Somebody has had.
I think his wife is from St. Louis.
He has to know. Someone has had to have told him what happened, like what that line means, and why it's such a big deal. Like, and how he could legit just come out and only perform that, and we would be satisfied. We'd be like, "Whoo, that was a good concert. Whoo, that boy came out there and did the thing, didn't he?" Just saying, Rich Niggas. What? He just only did his verse, and we was all just happy. Everybody just
exactly.
And the DJ went back and did his thing.
Right. But yeah, I fucking love Rich Niggas. Like it is. Yeah.
And then we have a song which is a Negro spiritual. I love that song, but I didn't know it would stay this big for this long.
I didn't think it would be this big. Like when it first came out.
Yeah, like I didn't know I thought it was gonna be just our little hood club song stuff. I didn't know it was going.
I was putting this over there with like Whistle While You Twerk.
Yes.
And so people tag me and back that ass up stuff all the time. That was never, let me say this. I love the song. There's nothing wrong with the song. It was never my shit like that. So it's like when have y'all ever heard me talk? Like, yes, I had to stroll to it and we had to dance to it in 98 because that's what you did. Mm-hmm. But that back that ass up just wasn't my shit. But Whistle While You Twerk, yin yang in this thing. If you want to see my eyes light up, I
think Back That Ass became big like through weddings, family reunions, like you said, the Negro spiritual, like the homecomings.
On fucking Dari.
I think that beginning part from the 99 to the 2000s, I think that like it gets people automatically like, oh, I know where I was in the 99.
I was there.
But it's also the beat. So I remember, like, on Daria, like they would, when they would go to commercial, right? They'd play like the instrumental to a song. Mm-hmm. They played Back That Ass Up on Daria. Like that beat has been played. Like the beat, just regular beat.
The preamble too with the doom. So it gets you ready like, oh, we finna go out here and it gives you time to get the dance.
Oh, we finna hit the floor.
It's one of those. This is his Baby Got Back.
Mm-hmm.
This is Baby Got Back.
Is this? I think this is bigger than Baby Got Back.
I don't know.
For us, because Baby Got Back was for them.
I don't know. No. I don't think you can play Baby Got Back and people will get up. I'm talking about, I think this is way more transcendent. There was a time period where Baby Got Back, y'all, was like the quintessential crossover.
I always took Baby Got Back as a white song to me.
It was not at first though. It was
I know at first, but
it wasn't. So
on Broadway.
So we all knew him for like my Posse on Broadway and my Hoopty. So and he's even said he had no fucking clue that song would blow up the way that it did. Like, who knew that me saying Baby Got like this little. I mean, he probably made it as a little pop crossover song, like whatever. Like, we're just gonna see what we do, but never in a million years did he think that it was going to do what it did. But he embraced it and was like, you know what? I'm gonna live off these checks,
and he does to this day.
And he lives off those checks. And I'm not mad at you. Sit back and get your residuals. Sit back and wait on that royalty payment. Please, sir, thank you. But not to that point, I'm saying, though, this is his, for Juvie, Back That Ass Up is his Baby Got Back. Yes, you have a whole other collection of music, but for whatever reason, this song
gonna be as big as that.
The song about asses is what the people clung to and love.
Yeah.
And you know what? And also, I think it crossed over well because he had a good, and we talked about this before, he had a great radio edit version.
Mm-hmm. Back that thing.
Right. So now people that were young, even then you got people into it radio wise, and then you had more people into it. If it was a straight to custom version, people would never got into it and had identified with it.
Yeah, you can't be a fine motherfucker. You got to be a big fine woman.
Yep. Big fine woman.
In 2021, I missed his COVID-19 vax that thing up. And I'm glad I did. You know, God takes care of babies and fools. And sometimes he keeps me from things. He keeps things out of my sight of vision. He protects me in so many ways from the foolishness. He keeps me from stuff. He does. He keeps me.
So then next up we have Off the Top. It was a cool song. I mean, it's hard to come after Back That Ass Up into the next song. Yeah. Honestly, they should have came with that skit next, which is next after the Cash Money concert. They should have put that skit after Back That Ass Up, but they didn't know it was going to.
They didn't know that. They was just throwing random.
Yeah. Then another joint that's super dope, 400 Degrees.
You see me, I eat, sleep, shit, talk rap. You see the Mercedes on TV, I bought that. If I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that? Yeah, he was sliding on that.
Yeah. And then we talked about the Han remix. I mean, it's all right. They could have kept it all. But overall, it's a classic. It really ushered in. Is this the one? Is this the album that really got? This is the album that really got Cash Money on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That 400 Degrees. Then after that, everybody started getting. They was hip. Hot Boys, Big Timers, Wayne, BG.
Because it's funny how regional wise. A lot of my people from New Orleans will say it's BG's Chopper City that put them on. But I was like, that's regional though. That's not.
Yeah.
We didn't know about that in any other place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna say 400. Like across, globally, really.
Yeah, because you can
still argue. To me, that's the best album that ever came out on Cash Money. But the Wayne fans gonna say the Carter 2.
Is that technically Cash Money or Young Money though?
I think it was still Cash Money. I think it was before he had Young Money.
Okay. What about you, Stacey? What's your overall thoughts on the Juvenile 100 Degrees album.
Or not, you just had me looking up Chopper City, and I'm like, wait a minute, huh? But there's another later BG Chopper City, and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? So I had to go look at some stuff. For me, I do feel like this is what put them out there, but because what was out before this? I mean, like that.
I mean, It's All on You was big for BG2. Or Get Your Shine on there. You know, people was.
Yeah, but we wasn't like Hybe was like coming on MTV. We wasn't seeing all the other Cash Money stuff on BET until Hybe dropped.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here and I'm laughing now because I'm looking at this Big Timers album cover. I remember I said, like, I was at when I was working at in the mall, the Galleria, Camelot Music was upstairs. I used to always trade food for CDs, and I remember being up there one day, and the Big Timer CD was sitting up there. It was just sitting right there on like the counter, and the dude was like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "Who the hell are the Big Timers?" He was like, "I don't know." I'm like,
he said, "I don't know."
Yeah, I don't know. I work here.
Wait, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, they're from New Orleans. Like they on No Limit? Nah, nigga, I don't want that shit. I don't know about them niggas. They ain't on No Limit. But yeah, so essentially I could have had this Big Ballin', but I didn't know. Big like that is my shit, and I am trying to still figure out how to get a license plate that says "Money Making Nigga" for show. But I think if I just do the initials, if I do it as an acronym, then I think it's good. Because you can't fit all of that. They only let you have like 6 or 7.
It's 7 letters,
7 characters, so you can't get it to say "Money Making Nigga" for show. But I could get breed. Because I did when I get my Jeep. I do want to get breed on the chrome, so I could do that.
All right, everybody. We're gonna table the other album. We had a whole bunch of topics we ended up doing. So we're gonna table the other album. We're not even gonna tell
Shout out to Miss Fat Booty though. That's the only song that I know from that album is Miss Fat Booty.
Oh man, you gotta read
that. Song I know is Miss Fat Booty. Because I
didn't know the titles.
Yeah, it was the ringtone on my phone for my friend Candace, because Candace has a fat booty.
Stacey, where can people hit you up at?
You can find me at Stacey Adams, Stacey with the E, Adams with the Z, on every platform that there is.
What about you, Scott?
Hit me up everywhere, Cool Ass Scott. They just see me in the group. Just post it.
Yeah, make sure y'all get into the group. Listen to 90s music on Facebook, Instagram, same thing, and we'll be back. So, Scott, we gotta do another Hood Classics, man. But
yeah, I'm on the last episode.
Okay.
I'm almost done.
So with Stacey on break next week, we'll do it next week. Next week.
What's funny? Have I fulfilled my contractual obligation for the year?
We gonna wait. We waiting. You ain't did one this year. We got to make it extra special.
It's crazy that I can't believe it's like October. It's November.
Yeah.
Also, if anybody wants, my birthday is next Tuesday on the 29th of October. Stacey Adams is also my Cash App. So
send some.
Okay. I'm just saying, like if you wanna let me edit my name.
Don't act like you got it.
So
make sure Stacey Adams Cash App.
I'm just saying, like, I don't do the scam stuff, like the whole, send to the, I don't send Cash Apps, I do receive them, and I got the little black card and everything just to make my life a little bit easier when I gotta go swipe with it. So feel free to contribute to my fund. Don't you want me to have my nails done for my birthday? I don't even get tips. I just get the little dip powder. I don't even need all the long ones and everything. We ain't gotta do all that. Just send $40 so I can get my nails done. Thank you.
All right, we will see y'all next time.
All right.